When it finally clicked, I was in the hospital for 6 days. On the 7th day, my sugar level went down to 278 because I remember that's what they left me on. All right, you're leaving today. Even though your sugar level's 275, I'm like, isn't that still high? Yeah, but you got to go. Good luck. And I was like, whoa. So when you feel like that, it seems like you're swimming, but you can't grab to the curve. You know what I mean? You have no support. That's the way I felt. And it's interesting that when the dietitian came in, she was explaining to me, well, you could only have 7 grapes a day. 7 grapes. You can have Jell-O. I don't like Jell-O. Well, you got to eat it. I said, okay, all right. Don't have butter. You can have margarine. I don't like margarine. You can have diet soda. I don't like diet soda. Is there anything else I can drink besides water? Well, she thought about it. Then she said, well, you can have diet soda. I don't like diet soda. Me and her was debating. Well, I know what's good because I have a master's degree in dietitian. I said, well, what does it have to do with me asking what I can eat? So after I left, I got home. I have to admit, all that I am and all I hope to become, I have to give it to my wife. It was her that let me have that time spent to do the research. She watched my boys and let me do the research. She knew what I was going through to do this research. And the reason why I say that, I had support. I couldn't do this alone. It was amazing that I would be eating a steak, potato with potato salad and cheese and macaroni. And my son comes up, because we raise our boys as vegetarians, they come and ask, hey, Dad, can I have a piece of steak? I said, no, boy, you know this is bad for you? And he looks at me, why are you eating that? So we need to understand that support is so crucial. Like I said, thought-driven diseases, that's what happens when people tell you you can't do something. That's what happens when you're at your lowest point and you have no way of getting up. That's what I'm talking about, your spirit, not religion. Because that spirit is that inner voice in you that's telling you what you need to do the right thing. You need that sometimes. Whatever support organization you're affiliated with, be more active because life is too short. What we're going to talk about is specifically diabetes, but it does cross over to other diseases. When you have a disease, your cells are broken. They're not communicating. It's amazing that the doctors can tell us these certain things. See, in his perspective, he can tell you that there's no cure. Because that's true. There's no cure for diabetes or cancer. That is true. Unless you continue taking the medication. All medications are acid. What I mean by acid. Acid is something in your body which is called potential hydrogen, pH. All medications are acid. You have ions, positive and negative, in your body. It's got to stay balanced. If you're constantly eating processed foods, you're going to stay in a negative balance. 0 to 7 is neutral, 14 is alkaline. When you're constantly eating foods that's processed, it's acid. When you eat fruits and vegetables, it's positive, alkaline. Okay? The body got to stay balanced. Okay? Now, water is neutral, it stays 7, and you can get water that's higher alkaline as well. Your blood has got to stay between 7.3 and 7.4, or something's going to happen. What happens when you get diseases? Your blood starts coming down this way. Cancer lives at 3.4. Diabetes lives at 3.5. So the more processed foods you eat, you're going to meet those. That's why we have to get the alkalinity in our bodies. Now, you have hydrochloric acid in your body, which breaks down the protein in the stomach. Now, you need acid as well to balance out your body. You do need it. Grains is acid, but it formulates and metabolizes enzymes in your body a lot better. One of the reasons why diabetics remain not diabetic is because we eat too many grains. A lot of people think when you eat oatmeal, it's a good food. But if you're diabetic, it's going to keep you in a diabetic state. When you're diabetic, you should hold off on all greens, and we'll get into that. We're going to have a question and answer period. You should hold off on all grains. If you don't believe me, do this. Continue eating your oatmeal or bread for breakfast, right? Take your glucose level. Wait 2 hours and see where your sugar level is. You'll see your glucose level is really up there. Really up there. Okay? Now, what we're going to get into, like I said before, the cell is made of 4 macronutrients. Carbohydrates, or monosaccharides, fats, lipids, protein, water. Okay? Now, this is a normal cell. When we eat food, it's converted to glucose. The insulin is released. The insulin goes into the cell because your insulin goes up when you eat, right? Then, once it goes into the cell, your sugar level goes down. That's how it's supposed to work. This is what they call the garage doors, the insulin receptors. The garage doors open, let the insulin in, and then it closes. It absorbs the glucose. Then the glucose goes down, right? It stores in blood, liver, and muscle cells. Now, once it's done with this process, the mitochondria, or your ATP, the energy, that's what gives you that energy. Keep you going, keep you rolling. Now, the waste products goes out and being removed by your liver, your kidneys, and out through, intestinal tract. And you have these glycotransports. What that is, your cells communicate with each other. They say, hey, how you doing? Everything all right? Brother cell doing? Father cell doing all right? Everybody's all right. All right. And they warn your immune system to let him know, hey, everything's fine. Everything's cool. We're working together. And it's a family because you have over 70 billion cells working together. Family. Now, that's a normal cell. Now, when you have a disease like diabetes, cancer, heart diseases as well, it works the same way. When you eat food, this is the interesting place. When you eat food, it converts to glucose. Now the thing here, it can't be absorbed into the cell. Why? Because see this redness? These are the elevators. These are the garage doors. It's inflamed. Okay? So the glucose backs up. Because this is not opening. The door is not opening. Plus, remember I was talking about that lethargic feeling? It felt rubbery. I can't burn the cells. That mitochondria. It's not working anymore because I'm not getting the nutrients in. Even with this, see, this is the interesting piece here. If your glucose is backing up, which made my sugar level goes up, why would you give me an insulin shot? Because my sugar level is already up. My pancreas is working. What they're not telling us as well, and don't get me wrong, do not stop taking your glucose or your shots, okay? Medication, anti-diabetes medication, okay? Because your body is biochemically dependent on it. But start thinking about this. If my sugar level is high and glucose, when you take your insulin shot, why would you want me to increase it even more? See, it's not a problem with the pancreas. What happens when it backs up, that glucose in the cell sends a signal to the pancreas saying, hey, we have a problem. The pancreas secretes more insulin thinking, yeah, we got a problem here. Your cells stop communicating. They ignore each other. You know how we do. We start ignoring each other, and we can't inform the immune system that there's a problem. So when my finger started getting infected, my cells started breaking down. You follow me? Are you with me? Okay. Because it works the same way with cancer. It works the same way with diabetes and heart disease. Same way. But they use all these big words, jogging, just to fool us. Okay? So we have to be careful with that. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my doc. But when my doctor told me, she literally threw her hands up, I don't know what to do. That let me know I need to help myself. I'm alone. I'm alone. This is the connection here. And we really have to look at what's going on here. So, we eat the food, right? Get a little bit of the discomfort. Over-the-counter drugs. We go see the doctor. Doctor prescribes prescription. The disease form. More drugs. More diseases. Death is imminent. Causes of disease. Food. Lifestyle, right? Knowledge. Mindset. It has to be. It has to be that way. I can just about tell you for sure that these 5 dead foods are the foods that causes 80%, and I'm being nice, probably close to 9% of cancer, diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol. Think about it. Refined foods, starches. These are the foods that causes that inflammation. Yeah, we all eat it. Yeah, of course. It tastes good. But because it tastes good, don't necessarily mean it's good for you. Right? Refined sugar, sweet corn syrup. One young lady asked me, well, she drinks diet soda. Is that good for you? I said, well, just look at the 3 letters. Die. So we need to be mindful of that. Trans fats, saturated fats, drugs, all of our favorite foods here. Yeah, I used to eat all those. Oh yeah. Another thing, and we're going to have a question and answer period as well. Impact factors of the dead foods. What happens? Starchy foods. It wears out the insulin. Like I was saying, the inflammation, that red circle, that's inflammation. You can't get in. This nutrition, the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals can't get in. And these are the foods that cause it, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Refined sugar, same thing. It closes down the door, the receptor doors. Trans fats make the cells sticky. Another reason why they can't communicate, because they are stuck together. They're literally stuck together. If you see it under the microscope, they're stuck. They are really stuck. Saturated fats poison the cells. That's why they say these are the things you have to be mindful of. The drugs, like I said, all drugs are acid. They will hurt your liver and kidneys. Okay? Let me know if I'm going too fast for you. Because I always think the best part is the question and answer part. But we'll see. Beware of so-called healthy foods. Please, please. Wheat bread. High fructose corn syrup is not your friend. Nobody's friend, but especially diabetics. It's a poison. It will break you down. Be careful. Look on the back of the breads. Look for high fructose corn syrup. Now, if you're going to eat bread, which I suggest if you're diabetic, you should hold off on all grains, including bread, for a while to give your cells time to repair. What I mean by a while, at least 4 to 6 months. Because when I was going through this, I didn't eat anything but vegetables for 4 months. No, 3 months. Because I reversed diabetes in 3 months. From 675, I was down to 85. Okay? It can be done. My doctor was shocked. How do you do that? Wait a minute. You're a doctor and you're asking me. Okay. But still, it can be done. I left all the fruits alone, the grains. I ate nothing but salads. Now, I'll have some almonds, a little bit of almonds, you know. Water. That's all I eat. Ate and drank. Whole grain foods. It contains a lot of flour there. Now, if you're going to eat bread, let me get back to that. Get sprouted grain bread. And everybody know what sprouted grain bread is? Ezekiel bread. They got it at the health food store and Publix, right? Did you see it there? Because I remember we were talking about that before. It's a good bread, too. It's not bad. It's not bad. But it doesn't have the high fructose corn syrup. That's what you want to get away from.